My name is Shuya Tian, College of Computer and Information Science, Southwest University, Chongqing, China. My paper name is research on with wise box attractor based on convolution, enable network face recognition. This is my case. E-research years face recognition model based on deep neural network is rarely used in various sites. However, with the deepening of research, the researcher found that those impressive table modification of a small number of pixels generate conformation similarly will lead to the misclassification of the image of the deploying layer recognition mode. Take the face recognition system as an example, because its main function is for identify authentication. It is likely to lead to law enforcement based being explored due to the neglect of its weak defense, resulting in personal private information discoveries. Thus, those to property authority and other authority problems. Therefore, authority of face recognition model is a research field that needs great attention. Results and most of the actual face recognition models are black box models that we cannot know obtain the network data size mode parameters and other information of the model. There are many from like black box attracts, one of which is resides black box attracts with help of white box attractor. That is to find a model that has the similar task and as the target model to be attracted. The model with the detail of model is used as an alternative model, and then the white box attractor is used to replace the model to generate conversation sample. And finally, the conversation sample are used as the input of the target model to resize the black box attractor. Therefore, in order to obtain countermeasure sample with better attractor effect, it is necessary to study the white box attractor face recognition model. Convolution network is the most typical and universal deep network, which is used in many fields. Therefore, its paper manifest on the white box attractor on CN. The paper used two data sets. The first, VGG phase 2, select 6 18, each of which contains a average of 300 pictures and training data. And the training set according of this is non 9 to 1. Among these, the training side contributed 15,300 images, and the info verification site content 583 images. Finally, the training parameters are saved. The first, the second LFW dataset select the image confers to 18 people in the training dataset as the test set to be recognized, and ensure that the model has not learned these clean samples to attract, which is used to test the reconciliation accurate of the rich congruence model in this paper. And the face images of the 2 days says side by MTCN, which is a scalar size of 120, and conveys only the part of the face image, so that to reduce the interface caused by the background and other object in the factor in the face recognition model training, as shown in this paper. In this picture, all the face images in the test site to be recognized can be correctly identified by use the alternative model and the target model. And in this paper, the convolution covered with the size, size 3 is using the model training, and the depot is created by superimposing the convolution layer. The setting of the headline is shown in table 1. The flagglet of the face model based on convolution network is studied, and the attractor effect of the black book attract is verified by white box attractor. In this paper, the VGG model is designed as a target model to be attracted, and the convolution, the CNN face recognized model with is consistent with target model is built as alternative model. The attractor based on impressed FGMS. The model based on graded attractor is to add disturbance and increase noise to the global field feature space of the original sample along the graded direction, which is easy to cross some noise and too obvious and easy to be detected by people, and at the same time considering that the network of the convolution model and for face recognitions is more complex. In the paper, attractor based on impress FGMS is proposed. That is, the idea of FGMSM is built optimized the distance and the cosine the coincidence width is more suitable for phase comparisons taken as the countermeasure noise and the supermarket is introduced to limit the max intensity of the disturbance to ensure that the disturbance of each pixel of the original sample does not exceed in order to obtain the imperceptible convolution sample at the same time. The graded attractor methods aims at the global future samples of the original sample in order to avoid the interface of the back and the other objects. We process the data set through the MDCN and finally get the image of only the face past of the size of 120, and the tractor process is in the picture. Yeah, the generator, the generating the computation samples is showing the picture. In the test set, only identified is remotely selected at the attractor, and the remaining in identified as the attractor target. The size of the 6 of the attractor is set. The similar of the result is less than 0.8. All the identified occurrence is too similar of the occurred result is the consistent with the identify of attractor target. During each attractor, the baseline similarly remains the same. The identify are randomly selected from the LFW site as attractors to experiment. In this table, describes the agreed success rate and the agreed SHM of LFW verifications site in alternative models, and the model recalculation rate and when both models are attractive. And the experimental results show that the countermeasure sample generated by the attractor suboptimism model based on the improved FGMS counterattack successful attractor the target model. At the same time, compare with the target attractor, the effect of no target attractor is more successful. Then the experiment result shows that countermeasure sample based on the improved FGMS attractor can achieve better attractor result on the VGG model, but similarly between the attractor and the tracker target is small, so it is difficult to get the corresponding countermeasure sample to achieve the target attract. And sometimes the number of additive rounds of the attractor will also have impact on the effectiveness of attractor. On the reductor of the supermarket limit the threshold of distribute filter reduce the problem of the where quantity discomfortable to sentence, but at the same time impress the consume push of time cost and have a greater impact on the performance of targeted attractor samples. The next step is to introduce attraction and the other methods to limit the scope and the locations of disturbance, so that to future solve the problem of very quantities discomfortable and at the same time the computation sample I add to train data set for attractor training in order to resize other computation sample and enhance the robustness and the data circles of the FaceNet reconnaissance model. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your great presentation. It's a great one. Does anyone have any question to Tian?